Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. My name is Leanne, and today I have another What's for Dinner video for you. I am filming my intro out here on my patio because as I'm editing this video, I realized that I never started it. So we're starting it. I've got three really easy and delicious, so yummy dinners to share with you. I also have a dessert slash snack, but it's definitely a dessert because it's sweet, but it's also great for snacking. You'll see. Anyways, I have that tagged in on the end because I just wanted to share it with you. So let's get started with the first dinner. All right, so for this first meal, we're going to be making homemade pizza. I got this pizza dough from Aldi and we really liked it. Now, when I originally filmed this recipe, it was going to be part of a vlog, but that didn't work out. So I'm just going to do the voiceover. I am basically following the directions on the pizza dough itself for this, but I'm just spreading it out. We're just using a cookie sheet because I don't have a pizza pan, and it doesn't really matter. We decided, I don't know if this is the right way to do it, but I greased the pan, but then of course the dough was sliding around, so then I floured the backside of the dough, and that worked really good. I don't know if that's how you're supposed to do it. I'm not a professional. We decided to do some stuffed crust pizza, so we took some mozzarella sticks and cut them in half, lengthwise to make them a little bit thinner, and we just put them around the edge and folded it over and pinched it. Like I said, we're not professionals. We're just kind of, I don't know, making it up as we go along, but it worked. So there you go. All right, now we took some plain old tomato sauce and we're just going to spread this around with a spoon. You could also use marinara. That might be what we use next time, but I wanted to use this tomato sauce up in the pantry, and I was like, we can just season it. It'll be just fine. And it was. I'd be fine using this in the future, but I think Jesse wants to use marinara next time. And I went a little bit heavier, I think, on one side than the other, just because we were kind of making one pizza, but two sides, because we were both going to do them a little different. Jesse wanted a little bit more sauce. And then Jesse's adding some oregano to his side, and I'm going to use some Italian seasoning on my side, just because that's what we wanted to do. No real rhyme or reason, just did what we wanted. We're going to go in with some of this ricotta cheese because we like ricotta cheese, and I think it's really good on pizza. I'm just taking some dollops of ricotta. Gonna kind of space them out. Oh, Jesse was a little bit worried about the phone falling into the pizza, and I was like, it's just fine, and it was, but he was a little worried about it. He doesn't always cook with me in the kitchen to see how I position the camera. I was like, it's gonna be fine. Anyways, once I put those dollops down, and I just kind of spread them out with the back of a spoon, not fully, but just kind of smushed them and spread them a little bit. We absolutely love the ricotta cheese on the pizza. I think I will do that every time. And we will be making more of these. We bought some more pizza dough, and this came out so good that we were like, we might never need to leave our house again and get food anywhere else. And it was really good. We did this on a Saturday, and it was a lot of fun cooking together as well, and it was delicious. Now we're just going to cover the whole thing with some freshly grated mozzarella. You can use the pre-shredded stuff. My voice, I think, just squeaked. But I personally prefer the freshly grated. Also, I think it melts a little bit better. But by all means, do whatever you want. It doesn't matter to me because I make mine how I like. So for our toppings, we're going to add these bacon pieces. I buy these from Aldi. We're going to add these across the whole thing, and then we're going to each do our own side, kind of how we want. I'm just using some deli meats, some ham, just ripping it up. You can see the difference. Jesse's like very methodical in how he's placing his pepperoni. I don't show it all to you because it takes a while, and I just kind of throw my ham around. And then I melted a couple tablespoons of butter, and I'm mixing in some garlic powder and some oregano, and I'm just going to brush that along the crust of the pizza. I baked this, I think it was at 375 for 12 to 15 minutes, but I don't remember, but it's just whatever the pizza dough packaging says. And it came out so good. Now the mozzarella sticks don't melt as much in the stuffed crust part. Just the processed stuff like that does not melt as good. That's just how it is. But it was still really, really good. We absolutely loved this and we'll be doing it again, possibly this weekend. All right, guys, so for tonight's dinner, we're gonna go for a very, very easy sheet pan dinner. I'm using these tiny little yellow potatoes. I've washed them. I'm trying to find my knife. We're gonna cut these up into about 1-inch cubes. I have quite a few of these little guys, but they really do need to be used. So I'm gonna just use them all, even if it's a bit more than I should. I'm just gonna cut them all up, toss them in this bowl. All right, so this is probably more than the recipe calls for normally, but sorry, reaching for my oil. But I needed to use them or they were not gonna be any good. So I'm gonna use avocado oil. You could probably use olive oil, is probably what the recipe calls for. And we're gonna give that a toss. I'm gonna add in some salt. The recipe just calls for some ranch seasoning, but I'm gonna salt these as well. And then I do make my own ranch seasoning, but if you were to follow the recipe, I'm gonna add a little bit more just because I have a lot of potatoes. But if you follow the recipe exactly, you're gonna need 1 ranch seasoning packet for all of this. We're just gonna do it all a little bit separately here. So just gonna give that a toss. I've got my baking sheet here lined with foil and it has been sprayed with some cooking spray. I also have my oven preheating to 400 degrees. Hopefully I could fit everything on here since I used more potatoes than I was supposed to. I don't know. I might have to grab a second sheet pan, but I really don't want to. All right, same bowl. I'm taking a 10-ounce bag of broccoli, frozen broccoli, obviously. And that is all that the recipe calls for. I kind of see, I hate these. I hate these. It's just like the stalks. There's like nothing. That's very annoying to me. I kind of want to add more. I'm just afraid I'm going to run out of room. But I have a little bit of an open bag that was in the freezer, so I'm going to pour that out. We're going to add some avocado oil. I am also going to salt this as well. And some more ranch seasoning. I hope I have enough. I could make more, but I don't really want to. I just want to get this in the oven. Give that a toss. We're gonna add that to the baking sheet. All right, and as you can see, that is pretty well going to fill this up. So I'm gonna get another baking sheet just because I don't want to overcrowd this. I got myself another baking sheet. I have some cubed up chicken. This was already cubed up in the freezer and I just obviously thawed it. We're gonna add a little bit more oil and some more ranch seasoning. It was really simple because I already had my chicken all cubed up. I like to do that when I buy like a big pack of chicken and I divide it up to freeze it, that I will cube up some of it. And it's really handy for some meals, for a lot of meals actually. All right, giving that a toss, and we're gonna spread this out on this baking sheet. I'm not sure if I told you what kind of sheet pan we were doing, but it's chicken bacon ranch. So we're gonna top with bacon. I'm just using the bacon pieces, but you could have some cut up bacon would work as well. We're just going to sprinkle that across everything. I may add a little bit more at the next step, but we're gonna pop this in the oven at 400 degrees for 20 minutes. Then we're gonna take it out, put some cheese on top and throw it back in the oven. Okay, we're going to give this a toss here, just a little, whoops, went under the foil. I had to put a little extra foil on the edge because it wasn't quite wide enough to cover the whole pan. Same thing with the broccoli. And because I want to, I'm just gonna add a little bit more bacon, mostly on the potatoes there, but a little over here. And then we are going to top with some cheese. I'm using Monterey Jack. All right, I'm gonna pop this back in the oven and then we're gonna do the chicken. Some of the juices here got burnt, but should be fine for the chicken. Oh yeah. Gonna give that a toss. we're just gonna top that chicken with some cheese, just a touch more bacon, and we're going to put the back in the oven for about 10 minutes till the cheese is melted. Here it is, fresh out of the oven. And that was pretty easy and very quick, about 30 minutes. Well, I guess with prep, maybe 40, 45. Okay, there it is, chicken bacon ranch potato sheet pan meal. All right, so tonight we're gonna be grilling up some chicken thighs. I have them seasoned with some salt, onion powder, garlic powder, and paprika, and then we'll also top them with some barbecue sauce as well. I picked up the chicken thighs in a grocery haul you're going to see next week. Sometimes things just get a little bit out of order for me, but they were 50% off and they either needed to be used or frozen today. So we decided to have them today. And I'm gonna have heat up some leftover potatoes. I'm not sure what ones we'll pull out. I've got the ranch potatoes from the sheet pan meal that was also in this video. And then there's also some sweet potato casserole that was from another video. And we have a little bit of that left over. So I'm gonna pull out maybe both of them or one of them, I'm not totally sure yet, and then make some salads. And that's gonna be it for tonight. Very easy dinner. All right, here's the chicken off the grill, and we're just getting our salads done and potatoes heated up. Barbecue chicken, we did the leftover ranch potatoes. There's a little bit of broccoli and it looks like maybe a piece of chicken from that sheet pan meal in there, and a lovely salad. That's dinner for tonight. Trying to make sure we're using up some leftovers. We just had sides left over, so cook a fresh meat, and there we go. I wanted to share one more quick recipe with you in this video. It is for some homemade caramel or caramel, however you want to say it. I bought some green apples and they're not like the sweetest, so I was thinking they'd be really good with some caramel, so let's do it. All right, perhaps you've seen this before, perhaps you haven't. We're gonna take 1 can of sweetened condensed milk, and whoops, that is all we need for this recipe. Now I've seen that you can leave the sweetened condensed milk in the can and put it in the slow cooker or put it in the Instant Pot with water. It takes all day. Well, I guess not in the Instant Pot. I don't have an Instant Pot. It takes all day in the slow cooker. I've heard many good things about it, and I've heard a couple horror stories of cans exploding. Either way, I wanted to try a different version, and I found directions to do so. I have seen some directions that specify whether you use a glass or metal or ceramic. So since I've seen different things, I'm going to assume that it doesn't matter. So we'll find out. Open the can and put the contents in I'm just using a glass dish. All right, I'm gonna take the larger dish or the smaller dish and place it inside the larger dish. Pour hot water. I'm gonna move this over to the side so that I don't splash up. Hot water until it comes up to about halfway up the smaller dish. Oh, I think I'm supposed to, yeah, hang on. I'm supposed to cover this. We're gonna cover the dish with the sweetened condensed milk with foil. Now we're gonna place this in the oven at 425, and it says, let's see, bake for 1 hour. After 1 hour, we will begin checking it. Sounds easy enough to me. My oven door is a little bit dirty, but you can see water's boiling. We're gonna check on this in just a second. All right, I think it's gonna be easier if I pull the smaller dish out while I check it. So that's what I'm going to do. It'd be easier if there was a larger gap with my particular dishes. Okay, let's carefully. All right, I don't think it's done, but I think it's getting there. Give it a stir. And it's not quite thick enough and it's not quite dark enough. This is not the greatest shot. There we go, a little bit better. Actually, I just remembered I'm supposed to whisk this. All right. Whisk that, is probably keep it creamy. All right, from here on out, we only wanna go in 15-minute intervals. So I'm gonna cover this back up. Let's not burn ourselves. I have a little hole right there. I pulled off a much bigger piece than I needed. I'm going to carefully drop this back in there, not drop, place, hang on. All right, I managed to get it in there. I thought I was recording, but I wasn't. I'm just adding in a little bit more hot water because you don't want that to get low. Keep it up about halfway. And we're gonna put this back in the oven for 15 minutes. And we're just gonna keep checking it every 15 minutes so we have the thickness and the color of caramel. All right, so I think this looks pretty good. I think I did another 45 minutes. I'm not totally positive, but somewhere around there. I'm gonna slice up an apple and give this a second to cool so I don't totally scald myself, and give it a try. All right, let's give this a try. If you hear dripping, it's just because water's draining in my sink. No complaints from me. I put the rest in this jar. This was an old peach jar. It's actually still pretty warm. I gotta let this cool before I put this in the fridge. It will harden up a little bit in the fridge. So you can just warm it up or take it out a little bit, let it get to room temperature. That was really good. Really, really good. Like I might eat a lot of apples today just so I can keep eating this. But yeah, I think it's a winner. So super easy to do. Definitely recommend it. I will leave a couple links below of different instructions I found. And you can kind of do with it what you will. It does have instructions that the one at least has like 4 different ways to do it. So I'll leave that for you to look through, decipher if you want to try it, which way may or may not be safe. But that is it for today's video. If you liked it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you are new. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye guys.